Hey there, Regina Allen here, and it is time for the Thursday AI Spotlight. And today we are talking about using AI in an ethical manner. Now, these AI tools, honestly, they're really super amazing. You can do so many things with them. You can create content, images, videos, reels, carousels, um, applications. You can create virtual assistants to help you do your daily tasks. There are so many things that you can do with AI. They can take over things like chatbots that can answer, regular frequently asked questions for you, for your audience, so that you don't have to do that anymore. There are so many ways to incorporate AI into your business. The question is, are you doing it ethically? And when we're talking about ethically, we're talking about transparency. So let's talk about a little bit about AI ethics, because when you're using these AI tools, if you use them in the wrong way, it can actually destroy the trust between you and your client base and your audience, because people know. People know when, especially if you don't know what you're doing with AI and you're not using it properly. I can spot AI content a mile away. There are telltale signs of AI content. And for the people that I look at on a regular basis, I've seen them for a long, long time. So I know their voice. And I know when I'm looking at something that doesn't sound like them. So when you're using these AI tools, if you're not using them ethically, it can actually chip away at the trust that you spent so much time building. So you really don't want to do that. So the goal is to use AI in a way that it helps you and it doesn't scare away your audience, right? So today we're going to talk about, the AI ethics and, what it is, why it matters, and how to make sure you're using it in an aligned way with your business. It's about using tools with honesty, respect, and responsibility. Think about it when you're using AI. You are the business owner. AI is just the tool, not a decision maker. You're the driving force of your business. So using AI is a really smart thing to do with your business. However, you're still the business owner, you're still the driver, you're still the voice. Your brand is important. Don't let AI rewrite your brand. You want to sound like you because people already know you. You've built this reputation, you've built this brand. People know who you are, how you teach, how you talk, everything about you. And when all of a sudden you start showing up and it doesn't quite sound like you anymore, and the stuff that you're writing isn't really in your voice, maybe you're always laid back and inject humor and everything, and all of a sudden you're showing up massively professional and very to the point. People are going to catch that that's not you. So when we talk about AI, we talk about these three main things, and the first one is transparency. So be honest when AI has helped you. Let people know you use AI to help you in your business. I tell people all the time, I use AI every single day. It helps me write posts. It helps me write articles. It helps me write blogs. It helps me decide what I'm going to talk to you today on AI Spotlight. It helps me come up with the information in the outline to help keep me focused and on target so I don't veer off on my squirrel moments. So it's really good for helping you organize your thoughts, put your stuff together, but it still has to come from you. If you're pulling stuff from AI and you couldn't, without AI, come up with that same information naturally, it might take you a little bit longer, but if you couldn't come up with that same information naturally, then you're not using AI ethically. So you want to make sure that you are transparent. Don't present something that's AI generated, especially images, and pull it off as, oh, I created this. You didn't create it, AI created it. And remember, AI images can't be copyrighted, at least right now. So, so be careful when you're putting that stuff out there. Don't use fictional stories. AI is great when you're creating content. AI is fabulous for creating fictional stories, fictional testimonials, fictional case studies, all this stuff. Don't do that. Tell AI when you're prompting it, do not use any fictional stories or create any made up stories for whatever it is that you're writing, because that's not real. If you want to inject your own stories into it, you take the content that they put in and then you put your client testimonials, you put your case studies. You can certainly have AI help you format a case study, but you're the driving force of what is real that is going into that case study. And then it's just helping you format it into a way that makes the content, work better with whatever you're sending out, an article, a blog, a post, whatever it is. So you want to be transparent. Don't let AI make stuff up for you. The second thing is privacy. So never use client information without letting the client know, hey, I'm going to use this and we're going to do some stuff and we're going to pull it into AI and we're going to, mix and match it and come up with something. I tell my clients all the time, okay, great, send me your stuff. I'm going to put it into AI. Are you cool with that? I've never had anybody say, no, I'm not cool with that. I said, we're going to put it in. I'm going to create the prompt to get what we're looking for out of this. But let people know that you're putting stuff in there. Never, ever, ever, ever put like seriously personal information in there, like financial information and stuff like that. Do not ever, ever, ever put that into AI, yours or clients. That stuff does not belong in AI. You don't want that stored in memory. There is a way to use it, a temporary chat in places like ChatGPT and that kind of thing. It doesn't matter. You're still putting it in online. Anything that you wouldn't put online anyplace else, don't put into AI. So you treat AI like a virtual assistant, but only share what is safe and approved. Okay, so just make sure from a privacy standpoint, you want to make sure you're not violating any privacy with your audience. Again, massive way to lose trust really quick if you violate that privacy, right? So be careful there. Now, the third one is accountability. Now, you always want to review what AI gives you. Remember, all of the AI tools, they're pulling information from their sources. What are their sources? All the stuff you find on the internet and in books and wherever the information is, wherever you would manually go to find the information, that's where AI is pulling it from, especially the internet. And as we know, everything on the internet is not true. And also, AI can take some of the stuff, the way the AI tools work, they call it in ChatGPT, they call it hallucinations. It will literally like go, okay, I got information here, information here, information here. I'm going to make this up and pull this information in and make my own version of this. And it'll literally make up something that it sounds good, but it is totally false. So always make sure that you review and edit anything from AI before you publish it. AI can make suggestions, but you are the one who's actually making the decisions about what the final is that is going out to the world. And always, always, always check for your tone, your voice, and everything else. Remember, make sure it sounds like you. If you are, casual, friendly tone of voice all the time, and all of a sudden you're stiff professional, your audience is going to pick that up and you're going to lose that trust. Because they're going to be like, whoa, total 180, what just happened there? So be careful about that tone and your voice when you're creating AI content. And you can train these tools to speak in your voice. And once they learn your voice, then you can go and say, okay, now put my stuff in, use my tone and voice, and it will know for future purposes to use your tone and voice. So ChatGPT has memory. So as you're doing your work, and as you keep telling it, here's my tone, here's my voice, you start putting some of your stuff that you've created manually in there, it will pick up your tone and voice, and it'll start sounding more and more like you the more you use it. So, I don't know if you ever saw Superman, not Superman, Spider-Man before. So one of the lines in Spider-Man is, with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, that stands for AI, right? Because AI has massive power, and with that power comes the responsibility to use it ethically. So you really want to make sure you do these little checks. You know, did I edit this to reflect my voice? Am I clear on where the information came from? Is it the right information? Would I be comfortable sharing how this was created? If you create something with AI that there's no way you would ever be able to create on your own and you share that out, then you're probably going to feel really uncomfortable about sharing that you created it with AI because you don't want people to know, oh, well, I didn't actually really do this. So if you're not comfortable sharing that you created with AI, chances are pretty good you shouldn't be sharing it. So be careful with that. And then, the next one is, are you protecting your clients' data and their trust? So if you're working with clients and you're putting their information in there, again, remember, don't put anything out there that really shouldn't be on AI, and make sure you get their okay before you start popping things in there. You don't need to be perfect with everything here. You just need to be intentional. I mean, the bottom line is you don't need to run around telling the world and putting it in flashlights saying, hey, I'm using AI to create all this stuff. What you do need to do is let people know, hey, you know what? I use AI as a virtual assistant. I go in, I check everything, make sure it's in my voice. I add my own stuff. I make sure this is all relevant to what I do, who I am, what I know. I'm not putting stuff out there that I don't know. So I could walk onto a stage without a computer, without AI, without anything in front of me, and I could ramble this off all over again because it's actually coming from me. I'm just using AI to put it into a format, social media post, blog, article, lead magnet, whatever it is. I'm using that to basically put it into a format for me. I'm not telling it to create it from scratch. So, you tell people you're using AI, but you don't need to put it out in flashlights, but let them know this is what I use in my business. Before you know it, AI is going to be integrated in your everyday, whether you're using it today or not. It will be integrated. Right now, we are literally at the beginning of this AI revolution, and everything, it's going to be as common as using your cell phone, as using email, and everything else. It will be integrated in your everyday. So remember to use it ethically and purposefully for your business. So that's what I've got for you today. And we'll see you next time on the AI Spotlight. Bye for now.